Yeah, it's your main man, Uncle Freezy, the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe. Join me and the man that's so smooth he does not require a chaser, Anthony D. Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. for Old School Knicks. Come join the party. Never really know just what you want. Yo, get your week started off on the right foot.
Good morning, good morning, everybody.
I thought they did a wardrobe change
at 9 a.m.
Yeah, because I had a new school Knicks.
We got Green back. I'm here.
The way
Gang
that
is
you love
here.
to have that Knicks talk to you. Join your host, Mr. Rivera, Greeny from LI, the People's Champ, King Ant G, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m., New School Knicks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can hear me now. Good morning.
Good morning, yo.
Chat. How y'all doing this morning? How you doing, Rivera?
I'm good. So I went to bed at 4 in the morning. I took a nap. We got Coach
in the big
What's good, Coach?
What's up, brothers?
Yeah, I was up last night on Uncle Freezy too. I had to get off because I knew that I had to get up for the show.
Yeah,
I'm here to chaperone the Young Bucks this morning.
All right, super dope.
That's fire. It's always good to have adult supervision sometimes.
Hey, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn some new things for the new school brothers.
Yes, sir.
That's what makes me who I am. I like to adapt.
Huh?
Morning, chat. Hey, first of all, you make sure you like and subscribe so we can keep shows like this going every day of the week, 24/7 on the Orange Tears Network.
Thank you, Coach, for the shout out. Don't forget to go check our Old School Knicks right after this. Follow right up after us. If you don't like new school, they got you covered for the old school, baby.
Facts. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Like I was saying backstage, I'm a big RJ fan, and we about to stir up controversy. I got apologies because RJ, he looks whack. He looks garbage. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I have a theory about it. Before I get to the theory, I want to let it be known that I'm not making excuses for him, but because he does look garbage. He looks garbage. But one of my theories are, I don't think this offense is for him because I don't think the system is meant for his skill set. We all know RJ don't do nothing like elite, but he do enough things okay and good enough to get by. And I think, like, say if we did trade him somewhere, I think that he'll excel, in my opinion, in a different system. It might be a system thing. It may not just always be, even though he's still got to make his open shots, though. If you're wide open like that, please make the shot, or at least 50% of them. But I think it's really the system, in my opinion.
So, Kendall, when you say system, what kind of system do you feel he needs? Is it just like the pieces that are around him as well?
It's a little bit of both. I think, we picked up the pace this year, but it's also like Tibbs just stick him in the corner, you know? And sometimes he'll get the ball, bring it up sometimes, but I really think it's like the style of play that we play is too slow for his game. If you look at him on Duke with Zion on them, they was just going up and down, up and down, up and down, and then you see how he played. But this system is more of a half court, so I don't think RJ is really a half court player, even though that sounds bad. But I think I don't want to say D'Antoni because D'Antoni never really won anything, but in that type of system, he will flourish in that system, or just in a system where he can have the ball in his hands a little more to get into the groove of the game early. It's weird, but it's still no excuse of why RJ is playing bad. He should never be playing this bad at this stage of his career. 4th year, I don't think that he should be playing this bad, but I do think it's a system thing. And also, like, he probably feel like he does get the shots, but a lot of those shots be forced because he feel like he ain't touching the rock enough. I don't know. I'm not in this man's brain, so I don't know. But it'd be a lot of possessions where he don't get the ball and don't get a feel for the ball. If anybody that plays sports, so when you get the ball, even if you touch it, get a few dribbles, give it off, hand it off somewhere, you're still getting in the feel of the game versus being stuck in a corner. But that I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know what's going on, but he's still playing trash.
So like system or not, like what do you feel is going on with his shooting? Do you think that this is just one of his little slumps, or do you think this is an overall problem he's got right now?
I was gonna say, Rivera, you gotta be careful what you say with RJ right now. You might get you got big big target on you right now.
Nah, but I'm letting it be known before I get that target that he is playing whack. So before anybody jump down my neck about making excuses, he is
wiggity whack.
Exactly what Coach said.
Yeah, man, it's hard to defend him. It's hard. It's hard to. We're running out of things to, ingrown toenail. You got a cold. Got an infection.
Yeah, I mean, if he's sick and missing all those shots and he's ineffective on both ends of the floor, maybe they should sit him until he feels better. Because before he got sick, he was playing well. He was playing much better. But then he got sick, and then now look. So in my opinion, I would sit you because now you're being ineffective on both sides of the floor.
Right.
Because he's getting cooked on defense too.
So at the end of the last two games, we noticed he wasn't in that closing lineup. Like Tibbs did sit him, but do you feel he sat him too late?
Yeah, I feel like he should sat him sat him out the games. Like, I know you want to keep your best players on the court, but in my opinion, you should just sit him for the next two games. For those next two games until he's cleared and feels better, no symptoms of anything, no fatigue, no nothing, because he looks fatigued. Like, he looked like he ain't even got no jump. He missing dunks. He doing that. It's like, bro, he not getting no lift on his shots, so now all his shots are short. Like, sit down. I know a lot of people from the 90s and all of that, like, they like that warrior mentality, like, play through anything. But, bro, not when it's coming to the detriment of the team.
Right. So, would you say some of this stuff is a physical limitation? Both y'all can rock on this. Is it a physical limitation, or does he have? Is this a mental issue now at this point? Is he getting in his own head? Is he pressing too much? What's going on?
We're getting a little. Oh, I was just gonna say. I was just gonna address the track. They talking about trade RJ for OG. Before y'all do that,
hey, so one of y'all got feedback in your
yeah.
It could be me. Hold on, let me put my headphones on and see if I hear me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So before y'all start that trade RJ for OG thing, I'm gonna read y'all OG stats from last night. He was 10 for 24 and 42 points.
Who did that last night?
OG Anunoby.
Wow.
He was 10 for 24 on 42 minutes of basketball play. He was 0 for 6 from 3, and he had 27 points. So it took him 24 shots to get 27 points. That literally sounds like RJ Barrett to me.
Right. Well, I mean, we've seen in the past that volume shooters. I know it's blasphemous to say, he's in the realm of a Kobe and an AI and all that. A lot of them guys had some ugly stat lines when it came to how many shots they put up and their shooting percentage. But they're a different level player, obviously. So, what I want to know is from y'all is, do you think that we need to make a drastic decision, like a lot of people are calling for his head, or do you think it just needs to be the coaches sitting him down and telling him, hey, we need to kick back on how much we're counting on you for some stuff, we're going to feel it out when you come out at the beginning of the game. What do you think the solution is for this or is there a solution?
I mean, the solution to me, and this is just me personally, I had this talk with a lot of people. I don't think the Knicks should tear it down and rebuild it. The Knicks have never shown evidence of being good at rebuilding quickly. Period. It just takes them forever to rebuild. So my thing is, get RJ, just keep developing him and use him as a DeMar DeRozan where you can get rid of him to get the superstar in here for you to be a championship contender team. The way I look at it is the superstar is going to be the hardest thing to get in here. The role players are easy to replace. So I want us to build up. It doesn't have to be RJ Barrett. It doesn't have to be anybody specific. Just build somebody up enough to the point where we can trade and get a superstar in exchange for them, like a DeMar DeRozan and the Raptors. Everybody thought DeMar DeRozan was going to be the reason why they won the champ, but you get rid of him and bring Kawhi Leonard, and now you win a championship. Like, okay, we all know the injuries happen along to help them, but that is something that I would want the Knicks to move forward, like that direction. Like the Knicks aren't good at rebuilding. They've proved to us they're not good at rebuilding. They proved that they're terrible at scouting in the draft. I just don't want to burn it down. Burning down the team means 20 more years of the Knicks being trash.
Right. So, there's a lot of people out there saying, they're using that bust word, right? It may be extreme. It may not be. Like, people have different definition of what they consider a bust. Personally,
hold on, Coach.
Yeah.
All I said was DeMar DeRozan in the chat. They said DeMar DeRozan is trash. All I said was they traded DeMar DeRozan to get a championship caliber like player to win a championship. Like, what are y'all talking about, chat? Come on, y'all. Get it together, y'all.
Yeah. Well,
even if DeMar DeRozan was trash, he still was able to bring a championship to the Raptors because he was good enough for them to get a championship type player for him. We have players on our team that we could do that. We could have did that last season. We could have had Donovan Mitchell. He could have been a potential championship type player for us. So I don't want to hear y'all talking about these players is trash and this, that, and the third. That's not the point. The point is us getting a superstar caliber player in here for exchange. You got to give something to get something. They always say that.
Yeah. So definitions of, when you start throwing those bust words around, the Knicks have had some busts now. We've had a history of that, obviously. So when I think of busts personally, there's some of these guys that were top 5 picks, that were number 1 picks. They didn't even average 5 points a game. They didn't even. Some of them didn't even stay in a lineup. They couldn't even crack the starting lineup. Or they became injury prone and all that blase. So, were our expectations of him as a fan base too high, or have we always been split on him? That's something that it comes down to. Like, for me personally, obviously, I don't think he's lived up to my hopeful expectations of him for sure. I don't think he's a bust personally, but we've had other draft picks that we've drafted in the first round. To me, if you get drafted in the first round, you should eventually be an NBA starter, period. You a first round pick. That's select company every year. You're talking all the eligible college players and overseas players, and only 30 dudes in the world get picked to be in the first round. So there's a lot of guys that don't fulfill their their round grade gave them. So what would y'all say to that? Like, I don't know if y'all want to make this, an RJ show again, but it comes down to, is he the right guy? Is this the right team? Is he the right fit? Are the players that are with him the right fit? Is the coach the right fit? all these questions should be asked.
All right. Let me take a stab at this, Coach.
Yeah.
First of all, name a top 3 player where you come in, they don't build a team around you. For one, they never built a team around RJ. First, like for him, like no one in this chat, no Knicks fan could say the Knicks legit built a team surrounding RJ specifically and him only. They didn't do that. That's one. Two, is Andrew Wiggins a bust? Because all the hype was around him and the number 1 pick. He didn't. Yes, he won a championship and he made the All-Star game after 1 year, but I mean only once last year. But you can argue that he probably shouldn't have over some people, and you can argue it took him so long to get to that point in general. So if you want to compare, you could say Andrew Wiggins and RJ Barrett is pretty much the same, but just Andrew Wiggins is better in his career at this point. But it took him time to get to that point. Had all the skill and the potential in the world, but it took him so long to get to that point. And why did it take him long to get to that point? Because he got put in a system and put in a team that surrounded him with a nice skill set so he could show a skill set where he didn't have to be the number 1 guy. For one, that's number 2. Number 3 is just because he was drafted so high like that, he doesn't automatically have to be a superstar. Yes, you would love that. We would love that. But how many kids did we draft and do what RJ do, an average with RJ average? We complain about it, his efficiency, but how many players in the last 10 years, 15 years that we have drafted that played as well as RJ? We can't name them outside of Porzingis.
And then the person that y'all want to trade for, OG Anunoby, right now, RJ Barrett with his abysmal shooting percentages averages more points and more assists than OG Anunoby.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not defending RJ. It's just like you can't call somebody a bust when they still putting up. Look, he's putting up 19 points a game this season, I think. With these abysmal shooting percentages.
Abysmal.
So it's like
bro.
Imagine if they was efficient.
Right.
Somebody said Andrew Wiggins is better than RJ. He should be. He was the number 1 pick overall. Like,
I legit said he is better. But at this point in his career, he's better. But before that, the hype around Andrew Wiggins coming into the league was like the next LeBron, the next this, the next that. And I don't think he lived up to that at all.
Yeah.
And that's not like downing him or anything, because I really think he's a great player, but he did not live up to that number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm. And OG Anunoby is older than RJ Barrett as well too. Yeah, that too.
So, all right. So let's pivot. We got a game later today. I
had one thing I want to talk about before. I had one thing I do want to get to before we talk about the game. One thing I do want to get. Well, actually, 2 things.
I was going to talk about some players like leading into that game too. But,
okay.
But go ahead. No, go. If you want to like do a closing thing with RJ, you had something with RJ or something.
Oh no! I don't even want to talk about RJ anymore. We want to talk about him for like 2 years now. I don't even talk about him no more.
Okay, so
my question is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paisan. What you was going to ask us?
No, I was going to say so. What do y'all think? With Cam's injury today. And with RJ not being really dependable right now, what do you think the next move should be as far as rotation or rosters? Well, first of all, who's going to start today?
See, you brought me right to my next point.
There you go.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like first, let me see. This will be a 2-parter.
Okay.
You tell me who do you think Tibbs is going to start, and then. If it's not the same person, who do you think should start, and why?
Okay, part of me is telling me Fournier is going to start because of Tibbs' heart. That's just me. I think he just feels bad for the Frenchman, but I do feel like if Tibbs is still on, I want to win. Team is first. I'm doing what's best for the team. I think he'll go with Grimes, and that's really was my next point. Grimes, the question mark. Quentin, the question mark. Grimes. What is this guy? This guy is the untouchable guy, that started, then went from starting to Deuce McBride minutes. There was no in between. It went straight from starting to the straight Deuce McBride. You didn't even get like 8th, 9th, or 10th. You was straight Deuce McBride. Like,
so did we just rename Quentin Grimes? Is he now Question Grimes? Is that his new name?
Question Grimes. What is going on? This is the guy that
Right.
was untouchable. This is the guy that didn't want to be dealt in the Donovan Mitchell trade. Like, I need to know what's going on with this guy. I need to know. I need to see him. Tonight is the night I need to see Quentin Grimes. I need to see what's going on. Is he a bologna sandwich, hand sandwich? Is he a Jersey Mike Subs? What is he? What is this guy? You know what I mean?
Trash. I'm joking.
I mean, hey,
so,
yeah.
So is that who you think Tibbs is going to go with?
I unfortunately, if he's going to go what's best for the team, I think Grimes starts.
Okay.
How about you, Kendall? What you think?
It's probably going to be Grimes or Fournier, but in my opinion, I would go all the way out the ordinary. I'll go putting Julius there and then put Obi at the 4 and then Hartenstein, RJ Brunson.
I thought about something crazy like Obi or IQ, like one of them. Like just give them one of them starts, man. Like see how they do it. You know.
Well, I mean, whether we lose or win or lose, I mean, it is what it is. Like it seems like we lose 2, win 2 anyway. So
right. Like so, is this the kind of game that we have to salvage something on this trip, or do you think they feel? I mean, they obviously want to win every game, guys. Don't get me wrong, but you know how them West Coast swings go for a mediocre team.
Yeah, and I mean, going 2-2 on the road won't be bad.
We already got 2 in our pocket.
I think
we take more chances?
Road, okay. I think we got 5 on the road, okay. So I still think we got one more game. I'm talking about this right now.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Because we're 2-1, I believe, right now.
Yeah, so if we go 2-2, we could easily go 3-2. We could go 4-1. Who knows? Or we can go 3-5.
We still got 2, we still got the Thunder. We still got the Thunder. I'm pretty sure, right?
I want them to beat the Thunder. Yeah. I need
we still got the Thunder. We got the Suns today, and then we have we had the Suns today, and then the Thunder. So we still got 2 more games.
They don't have CP3. They don't have Landry Shamet, and they don't have Crowder.
That don't matter. We're gonna let a no-name person cook us. We always
Cameron Payne just had his career high on the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I don't want to be hearing Torrey Craig's name every 5 seconds.
Yeah, we're gonna get cooked by somebody I've never even heard of.
No, Bridges is gonna cook us today. Bridges.
100%, because he cooks all day all the time.
Cook. Bridges is gonna show out for his man Brunson. Bridges is gonna cook. Mm-hmm. They was college buddies. They won the NCAA championship together. Mm-hmm. Brunson coming. I mean, I believe Brunson gonna come to play too, but Bridges is gonna ball today. Watch.
I got a thing about Brunson too, as well as he's playing. His defense is horrible.
You can get to Brunson. I was gonna go another direction, but you can go with Brunson. I was there.
Nah, just real quick. As great as Brunson's been, because Brunson's been great offensively.
Yeah.
Defensively, liability.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what it is? You know what it is for me? I don't really because you're not going to play as well on offense that we want him to if he's going to play lockdown defense especially with these point guards of this era. So, I mean, you got to pick and choose one. But damn, sometimes he be getting cooked.
Yeah, he gets cooked on defensively, but I feel like his offensive game makes up for it. And then in the times all right, defensively, he may be a liability, but there's so many times where he makes up for that liability, getting a big charge or getting a big rebound or getting a big tip pass deflection so Cam can come back and steal it. Like he's big in a lot of other ways that you can't see on a stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? So and also taking charges as well. Like, you feel me? So if he could really, like you say, K, like really lock down and make people get around him. Like I think it was Wiz. He made a good comparison, like good example. He was like, I don't think Brunson is a cone, but I think he's a pothole. You know,
Yeah.
you can go, you're like a pothole. You
You
ain't gonna
avoid them.
just, yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna just run right through them. You know what I mean? A cone, you might just be able to move out the way with your foot or something. You know what I mean? Or go around them. There's other ways that So I think he can step it up. I just think it's the right lineup that needs to be in around him for him to be,
Yeah.
good.
Well, let's face it, guys. He's not the only above
Liability.
average to good point guard in the NBA that isn't known for their defense.
Oh
Okay?
yeah. We know that. We know that.
The
I don't
thing
think it's
is
too many black players like that.
is this another system situation that Tibbs hasn't adjusted properly? Like, because the way Tibbs has played run defenses before, he had certain personnel he can count on, like being the point guard's the head of the snake. When it comes to like the defense, is that part of Tibbs' defense that the point guard has to stop that initial drive, or is he supposed to, release him to another defender? Like, what's his defensive style? Like, what's the rules to that defense? Maybe it's not. I don't think a lot of what he's calling doesn't fit the style. I mean, don't get me wrong. We playing man, he's gonna get cooked. I get it, but there's ways to help different defenders.
Yeah,
With
Warriors do it.
Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry's not known for his defense, obviously. So it comes down to a lot of help defense and rotating properly and knowing your spot and your area, and and that's something that we're not our basketball IQs, especially defensively, is just as bad or worse than our offensive IQ. You know what I'm saying?
That's big facts. But the thing is this. I'm blaming everything on Tibbs. I'm not gonna lie. It's just everything is just so out of style. Like everything, even his defensive scheme. It's like you leave all the 3-pointers open, and this is a 3-point league now. This is a 3-point league. So why are you taking everybody could shoot the three now? Everybody. Yeah. There's probably 12 people in the league that can't shoot.
I don't know, man. I'd rather, like in that game when
it's like
when Clay went to the rim and dunked it, let him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let them get all them twos they want.
Yeah, like what are you not guarding the three for? Why are you not guarding the three? That makes taking a chance on that when 95% of the league is a 3-point shooter. Like I don't understand that. And then offensively, his just schemes just don't fit this style of NBA. It's just we gotta make a change as far as that. And then once you make the change, and then you see the players don't adjust, then you get rid of the players. But you gotta see if it's the scheme first. Because it just doesn't work. And it's honestly a little bit boring to watch. It's boring. It's almost so predictable that that somebody's going to drive, and then somebody's going to help, and then they're going to kick it out to the 3-point, and then they're going to hit the three.
And that third or fourth pass is a dude open on the backside. And
wide open.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to get the offensive rebound if they miss, and then they're going to hit the three immediately. It's so predictable.
And then someone like Hartenstein or Sims got to run off the block to try to close out on someone they shouldn't be closing out on. And then we ain't there for the rebound, and they get an easy layup or putback or something stupid.
Mm-hmm. And then everybody looking at each other like, that wasn't my man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating.
Everybody got a horrible teammate grade. Everybody
got a terrible.
Like it's so annoying. I don't like Tibbs. Like it was cool, Yeah,
I ain't taking that bait, Finesse. So you know. This ain't my show. I'm here.
Son. I mean, he's not trash, but he's not a starting center. I'll say that.
The truth be told, the reason why the Knicks are bad is 3 reasons. They can't hit their shots. That's number one. If they hit their threes, most of these games they would win. They're shooting like 8 of 30, 9 of 30 and 10 of 40 and stuff like that. So if you could just knock down like half your threes each game or just 40%, you're gonna win.
They ain't even got to be good. They just got to be almost average.
Almost average.
Like 35% or something. Like,
just
like 35.
Just hit 12 to 13 threes,
34.
bro.
I'll take 33. I'll take 33. And
so
then
frustrating.
On offensively and defensively, there's no communication. On the defensive side, there's no communication. Offensively and defensively, the decision making is just terrible. Like terrible.
Trash.
The decisions on defense to overhelp and not stay on your man and not box out for the rebound, and Brunson and IQ got to come down to help you rebound. Like those decisions are terrible. And then offense, we get in the paint and then just forget about kicking the ball out. We go in the paint and then go up on 4 people like we about to get a foul call and don't get the foul call when you could have just kicked it out to the open man and kept moving the ball around the bend. So I like this. The decision making for the Knicks is just terrible.
Exactly, and the problem is Tibbs. Like, bro, what are you doing? You gotta go. And I'm sorry, it was fun. Hooray, we won 41 games before we got Coach of the Year. Last year we had a slip up. We could have easily won more games, but it was a lot of injuries, a lot of Julius Randle outbursts. RJ didn't really shoot the ball well. It was a lot of factors. But this year it's like, bro, we got you the point guard. Mm-hmm. So we helped you with that. RJ was supposed to take a step forward. He didn't. I'll give you that. Randle is playing okay. I'll say Randle's playing okay. He's not playing bad, but then there's games where he plays bad, but he's playing okay. He's playing good.
I'll tell you this. For the age of this team, on average, for how young we are, okay, and for what the talent is, like the ceiling of this team is higher than that our fan base gives it credit for, because I don't think our ceiling's really getting close to being achieved with the current regime and current system and current atmosphere of how things are going right now. Because, like, to me, I think there is enough talented guys here to be a middle seed playoff team. I think we've showed, even with the poo effort and the poo like defense and the dumb decisions, and we have still found ways to be in all these games.
And with the poo shooting, like you said.
Like, so what that has to, that's got to mean something. We can't just say we're trash just because in the end we got an L, or in the end we're just in purgatory, or all these things people say, and we deserve better and all that mess. But like we said, Victor Wembanyama isn't walking through the door tomorrow. Patrick Ewing isn't going to be here tomorrow. Okay, we got what we got, and we got to make the best of what we got. So with that being said, with your guys' new school mentality, okay, and with the way you guys think, what could Tibbs do? Well, what could the next coach do, or what would you do if you were the coach with this current lineup? Like, what would be your next 3 like drastic moves to make? Now it could be personnel, set up a trade, get rid of somebody, kind of like in order of importance. What would be the first thing? We got to do this, and then we got to do this, and then we got to do this.
First things first. Rest in peace. Not playing. For one, start OB. It's over for that. It's over for that big man, like Tyson Chandler type big man. It's over for that. Yes, Obi can't play the guerrilla defense of Mitchell Robinson. We get it, but there's not many that will. It's over for that type of player. Start Obi with Randall. That's 1. 2, fire Tibbs. Fire Tibbs if I took over this team. The team quit on him. It's obvious. They don't want to play for him. They're just being politically correct. Shooters all around. Shooters. If I'm going to make a trade, I'm getting you a shooter. an elite shooter too, not one that's not off and on. I want an elite shooter, one that's just going to get me, even if it's 5 for 13 every game, 5 for 13 every game. Those 5 and a good 5 too, within the flow of the game, and that's timely threes. You ever seen those shooters like before Joe Harris became a net and started playing? Before Joe Harris got paid. He was a timely shooter where he'll hit 2 or 2 threes that was so important to the game, and it changed the game. Get me one of those guys. I'll make a decision. I'm sorry. I'm either choosing Randall or RJ at this point. Make a decision. It's either or. Are you going to keep Randall and keep it with Randall and Brunson, or are you just going to build around RJ and a real build around RJ, not a fake build around RJ, or am I going to build around Randall? Those are the things I would do, but I'm starting Obi. It's over for that big man like DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler. It's over for that. And I'm not even that big of an Obi guy like that. But good things happens when he's on the court. Good things happen. And they play faster. And not only from a fan perspective, selfishly, the game is more fun to watch, in my opinion. So that's what I would do. Go ahead, Greeny.
My first move. All right. This is what I would do. I would trade IQ and D Rose for some draft capital for next year so that we could draft our second ball handler for our team. A big guard, maybe like a big 6'5" or 6'7" guard that can be a second ball handler to Jalen Brunson to relieve him, as well as being the facilitator and the ball handler of the second unit. That would change everything tremendously. IQ is not going to do that for us. D Rose is not on the right timetable for us. So let's just go another direction with that. And me, if I was going to do something, I'm going to build the team around Brunson. So after I do that and get that second ball handler for him, I'm going with K. I'm getting a whole bunch of wing defenders that could shoot the three. Big, timely threes that can defend with a lot of length, just moving around. That would be ideal because that's what we don't have. We don't have defenders, we don't have wings, and we don't have shooters. Like that's what we need. And then after that, I might have to fire the whole regime. Get the front office out of here. Get the head coach out of here. Everybody just restart everything and then just develop these guys and just keep going from there. See what you got. That's my direction. Like I don't see the Knicks being a playoff contention team right now. Like not when I say playoff contention, I mean like second round Eastern Conference Finals. Like they're not getting there. You know what I mean? So the only way I see them getting there is if they get rid of some of their youth to go get a superstar or get other people to play their roles better. That's the only way. Like they got to just keep developing their players. If they scrap it and do it and try to tank, like the Knicks will do all that, and then when it come down for the lottery, the Knicks will get the number 3 pick again. So it's like I'm not trying to do all that. I'd rather build our players. When a player gets good enough, trade him away for a superstar caliber type player and move on from there.
No, that's big fact.
Build everything else around now. You could build everything else around now, and then once that one player pops, when his value is high, get him out of here. Don't even wait around for him to. This guy might be. Get him out of here for the superstar that can come here and really be that guy. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know what you're getting.
Big fact.
So do you think there's truth in saying that because we can't count on this regime, we don't want to trust them because we got some draft picks. We got 4 this year coming up. Do we want to trust these guys making a draft pick again?
I want him because they're probably going. I can tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to trade for AD during the offseason. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Thing in the world.
They're going to trade for AD because they're at the point where they failed on a superstar. The Lakers is trying to get rid of a player like that, and they're going to do it out of necessity. Feel like they got to make up for not getting Donovan Mitchell, and that's going to be the dumbest thing they could do. Watch.
So are you saying that we're
pick a player?
Are you saying that we're potentially going to be the swan song spot for Braun and Bronny?
The Knicks are going to do something stupid. They've shown the last couple of years that they're too scared to do. They scared to make a draft. They try to be smarter. They try to be the smartest guy in the room, and it never works.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that last year when they thought they was going to get the Donovan Mitchell deal done, where they traded the draft. They traded back to get more draft picks, or they traded away their draft pick to, you know what I'm saying, to get more capital for Donovan Mitchell. It didn't work. So now they're going to panic because they know their jobs is on the line this time, especially this offseason. And they're going to do something stupid like that for AD. Watch.
Because here's the thing. In the end, guys, we've seen it. I've seen it. Brother Freezy's seen it. We've seen this for a long time. You can build up and get the most out of what you got, and all that's well and good. You can dress up. You can put lipstick on a pig. You know that saying? You know, it's a lipstick on a pig situation. And there's another analogy I came up with. You can gold plate poop, but I usually use the S word, but it's still poop underneath. So this whole bells and whistles situation we got right now, you know, technically you look at the standings and we're in the mix. We're only a game and a half out of like the third, fourth seed. But there's a lot of teams. Like, is it because we're performing in a certain way, or there's some good teams underperforming right now under us? Like, you got teams like the Bulls, the Heat, the Raptors. You know, they're below us. You know, on paper before the season, a lot of people are saying, you know, that those teams are above us for sure. So this whole, you know, starting this guy, that guy, you know, that may, you know, turn the dial for a second, but in the end, what is it going to do to our record? Like, is this going to be worth even doing that? Like, starting over, like, should we get so drastic as to just blow the whole thing up to where we're obviously blatant about it?
Nah, I think that Jay Crowder,
because that's what a lot of people are calling for, which, you know, I personally don't agree with that method, but a lot of people are saying that we should do that.
Nah, I think if they want to make that Jay Crowder move, I think that's a good move, especially for the locker room and leadership. I think and you know what you're getting in that guy, whether he starts or he don't start. You know what you're getting on that. He's reliable. I don't agree. I think IQ shouldn't go in that deal though, because I feel like at Jay Crowder's age, you shouldn't give up a player like IQ and that, very young type of guy for an older guy like that. I think it should be done with like D Rose and a couple of second round picks. I think that deal gets done like that. But
I'm coming with the heat though. I'm clutch with the free throws. Never seen the street close. Says to the chef. Always gonna rep. Gonna rock the spot. Till it ain't nothing left. You may know him from the Knicks morning drive in the morning. And you may know him from the Knicks at Night podcast. Give it up for Florence Kid, very own Uncle Freezy. Yeah. Yo,
okay.
Shout out Uncle Freezy.
I have been sitting on that for a minute.
Hearts and hot dogs.
Hearts and hot dogs. The hot dog went hard. My bad, Rivera. I was trying to get to a spot, bro. I wanted to play it so bad, bro.
Nah, you good, bro.
Hey, you know what's so funny about that? I swear I was just about to introduce you. Like say, hey, here's our boy, and then you like disappear. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Rivera was cooking, bro. I was like, yo, hey man.
Nah, you good. It gave me a chance to eat a piece of my sandwich while you were doing that. So
that's hilarious, bro. It made me want a glizzy.
Yeah,
I heard the bars too. I heard the bars.
I was looking at Greeny just now. Greeny was like, oh my God, he about to ruin the channel Greeny face was like, no, he ruined everything.
I was liking that. That was fire. I was just trying to see who you was bringing in. I thought you was bringing in.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, he's giving me the hot dog and heart. I didn't approve that message.
Yo,
I thought it had something to do with iHeart or something.
Nah, man. Yeah.
So how about you, Freezy? What's your tale? I want to hear you as a non-moderator. I want to hear you cook on a subject.
I want the unbiased opinion.
Let me first say, I appreciate the New School Knicks crew allowing me the opportunity to come on and rock with them. You know what I'm saying? I know this they baby. You know what I'm saying? I know this they joint, man. So,
yes,
so salute to Rivera, salute to Greeny for allowing me the opportunity to come on and rock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't really have a thing, man. My whole thing is my personal thing is just let the season play out, and then at the end of the season, just do something, man. I'm not a big fan of just pulling the ripcord and ejecting in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? I'm just let it play out, man. And then at the end of the season, make a hardcore decision on the future, and just go with that, and then prepare during that off season. Like, so at the end of the season, going in. I mean, in terms of what's going to happen this season, man, I don't know, man. We only 16 games in. Should we pull the ripcord? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking that seriously. Like, I don't know if we should hit the eject button and, you know what I'm saying, and eject out the cockpit on a flying plane. You know what I'm saying? Will it save something? Yes, it might save a life, but will it save a plane? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because would you say because of that, say that method was to happen, since there are some players that there are people here that feel like they need to get the proper development and the right situation to develop, that creates chaos. So when you make a decision like that, all these said players that we want to develop and get better in a certain way, they're not going to be in the right environment to do that. If you make a chaotic decisions like that. So guys like Obi, IQ, Quentin Grimes, even RJ Barrett, all these guys we want, you do something drastic mid-season or early in the season, the rest of the season we're scrambling, and they're never going to have the season. It's always going to be like you got a substitute teacher teaching the rest of the class for the rest of the year. You don't get that same development, even though Tibbs is not the right teacher per se. He's still qualified for the job. Like having a rough season under Tibbs might be better than just going rogue and just letting these guys just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what the.
You know what it is, Coach? You can't. How do I say this before I get beat up by all the old school people? You can't teach these new kids old school ways anymore, I would say. I say that because I'm stuck in the middle. I'm 32, so I'm stuck in the middle of I can't sit at the table with y'all, but I still can't sit at the table with a 21-year-old. You know what I mean? But I can relate to a 21-year-old because I was just 21 not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stuck in the middle. So you can't really teach.
Yo, just real quick, y'all. I know y'all gonna rock for a few more minutes, but I'm about to start Old School Knicks on the other joint, and so y'all just when y'all finish.
Bet.
Okay.
The hour mark.
Before y'all get into it, let me just shout out the chat real quick. Big shout out to everybody coming through, rocking with us. You know how I'm rocking. Everybody smash that like, subscribe, turn on the noties. We do this every Sunday, 9 a.m. Shout out to Quiet Money, Shot Legacy, DSJ, Real King, GS400, Block, Big L, D Nice, Big Oso, The Smoking Nick, Real King, Keith Turner. Everybody in the building, man. Shouts out to everybody. Fly Guy, C-Mac, Kenny Payne, everybody in the building, man. Thank you guys for coming out, showing some love.
Yes, sir. So, basically in the end, we're getting down to the last, 10 minutes or so. I want to close on somewhat of get some closure on this. You know, and it doesn't have to be 100% positive. Like end on a positive note. I just want. I'm sure, just like y'all, I just want these dudes to play hard. I just want them to care, and I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of these dudes care, and a lot of times people relate results into lack of effort or lack of caring. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of factors out there. So in the end, for me, I just want to be a competitive basketball team, and I want the absolute best. And this is for anybody that coaches a sport or is a fan of a sport. You want the absolute best out of your team. Like to me, that's a successful coach. Is getting the absolute most out of your athletes. That you tap into their untapped potential. And I agree that Tibbs is not built for that. You know, and it has nothing to do with being old school or new school. I've adapted over the years as a coach myself. I know the psyche of players are different today, and it is going to take a younger mind. It's going to take a different kind of guy to coach these guys. You know, so I do think there's some talent on this roster. There are a lot of guys that are salvageable, but there needs to be some mix up going on. So
that's facts, coach.
Yeah. So in closing, what do you feel?
I was gonna say, give you a controversial take, Big Paisan. We always end the show with your controversial take. You don't gotta start. You don't gotta start me. I can start. K can start. It don't matter.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying, like in the end, I just feel we need RJ and Randall are too much alike. They're too similar of offensive style, and because they're both inconsistent, okay, and because they're so similar, you got to build around and you have to build up the one that's being more consistent. And right now, I can't believe what I'm saying. It's Randall, man. So if it came down to it, if RJ keeps on this downturn and stays at this level and lower, we might have to make a drastic decision, guys, by the trade deadline. I'm just saying, man. I know this sounds crazy to say, but
it's not.
We can't. We can't. We're winning these games like when these RJ games were so bad. Like Cam saved us behind a game or two. IQ and Obi saved us behind in a couple of games. You know, Julius and Brunson has saved us behind a couple of times. You know, I talked about this with Greeny the other night. You know, RJ, all of his good games he's had have been in losses. You know, is that padding stats or is that what is that? I don't know. It just comes down to we gotta make a decision where the direction of this team is, because just like we said, we cut ties too early with a lot of guys, and this is one time we might be holding on too long. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say this, Coach. As far as like the losses things, if you look at the losses, the games that a lot of the games RJ played well, somebody else played bad. So it's like they're not consistent altogether. You get what I'm saying? Like that's where the losses come in, because like one guy will play great or two of them will play great, but the other one will play so bad that it just takes the team down. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say RJ Pat and stat though. I think that's a little extreme. I think if you're making shots, you're making shots, and we lost. It's nothing we can really do at that point. We lost, but I honestly think the reason why I think the team just quit on Tibbs, to be honest, in my opinion. I just think they quit. I think they don't want to play this style of offense. They don't want to play this style of defense. And it's obvious that like when they win, of course you're happy, but you know what, the losses just looks a little more than what it used to. You know, when they used to lose, it was just get off the court, we on to the next one.
Yeah.
This one looked like the loss lingers to the next game.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not supposed to be like that. It's obvious that the team quit on him, or 75% of the team quit on him. And then at that point, you just got to cut ties with your coach and let the substitute teacher teach for the moment, I guess, and see where it goes. I mean, we're not winning the championship anyway. And another thing with that is Tibbs is they say we wanted to make moves with some of these players in the offseason. He's kind of holding them back as far as like the style of play and stuff, because no one's gonna know how good they are because of his rotation and stuff. So we can't get rid of these players that they lose value. So I would get rid of Tibbs for those two reasons, and go from there. We ain't gonna win anyway, so either lottery or we lose in first round of the playoffs. And it is what it is.
And just so y'all understand what the context of when I said that RJ and Randall are too much alike, I mean their style of play in the offense. Like
bully ball.
You got two players that have a certain flow, in the offense. You can't have two guys like that are that similar.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work.
They want to take shots in the same places.
Yeah,
and it doesn't coincide with each other. Like RJ want to get all the way to the rack, but then again, this team is not built for him to do that because the big is 9 times out of 10 standing in the dunker spot, and he got to go up on 3 defenders. In which, in that point, his IQ should be kick it out.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, a lot of times we don't have enough shooters to do that.
Right?
Because we're a team that can't score for 10 minutes, and that's weird.
Right? Yeah. Because to me, because Julius has always been, before Brunson came, since he's been here, he's been our leading scorer for a reason. He's our most reliable scorer. Okay, as far as getting buckets. Now, RJ has to find a way to accept that role. Now, Jalen Brunson is our second scoring option, because he can get his shots and buckets what he wants to. So RJ needs to accept his new role of being the third option right now, and that doesn't come with the freedom of shooting that much. It comes with he's got to facilitate for other people. He's got to make that extra pass sometimes. He's got to the only time he should be making now, and the thing that's accelerating the frustration about him is I think he's actually taking open threes, but he's missing them. He hasn't been forcing. Like every three seems like a forced three right now to us because he's missing them. So, but these threes are a lot easier and better than the threes he's shot in the past, and them things ain't going in for nothing. So
he's not taking bad shots. It's missing the shots. It's the problem.
Yeah, he's making shots. He needs a dude that we need to be he needs to be making them layups on people instead of these rim grazing damn situations he's doing at the rim and getting bumped and expecting to get a foul call and still missing a layup and missing these open threes and making weird passes. It's a lot. It's just snowballing into a bigger mess.
I think he's in his head. He's thinking, not just reacting. That's all it is. Greeny.
So this is my controversial take. Y'all can shoot me down all y'all want. I don't care. I ride with my guys. You ride together, you die together. You feel me? So my take is, after RJ Barrett go back to his home and he had that Thanksgiving dinner, my boy RJ for December, the month of December, is going to be averaging 23.5 points on 43% shooting from the field. I'm watching our boy get back on time.
Dang.
Watch him get right back on time.
Hope he don't eat too much turkey.
I believe it. That's what he do every year.
Watch after Thanksgiving. I'm not even going to say after Thanksgiving. I'm going to say the whole month of December. So when January come back and we have that first episode, I'm gonna read off RJ Barrett stats for the whole month of December.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope you're right,
believe
man. I hope you're right because look, this team, uh, we can't win without him playing better. We can't win without everybody playing better. It just comes down to that. And the one silver lining of this thing is this: we have a good enough team that if everyone plays well, we can win a lot of games. That's what's crazy. Just think, you know how helpless we've been before, guys, and not too long ago. We could play the best we've ever played as a team and still not be able to win because our talent wasn't good enough. With this team, we got 7 or 8 dudes. If they all step up and play, we can beat a lot of teams in this league. So that's my homer take in the end. Like that's what I believe and what I feel. You know, regardless of who's coaching, if our starting 5 plays well and IQ and Obi play well off the bench and Sims plays better than we thought he was going to play and Hartenstein does his thing, all these guys do play well, we win most of these games. Even the ones we lost this year.
Because like you said, Big Paisan, most of the games we lost, it was a no-name game, a no-name guy stepping up. And like you said, we probably had 1 or 2 people that was off that night that usually are on or would had a little shaky game. So, yeah, even if you look at our last loss, RJ Barrett and Jalen Brunson together were like 8 of 36 or 32 or something like that. And we only lost by 10 points. And then that's just RJ Barrett and Brunson. You still had IQ that was like 0 for 6. And then you had Obi Toppin that was like 0 for 5 or something like that. And those guys are usually giving you a calm at least 8 off the bench. You know what I mean? So, like you said, coach, it just goes like we can't play a full, complete game. Everybody, you know, like Kay said, it's just not complete. Like we get the right shot, but it just doesn't go. It's just not a complete game. It's not completely all around. We might have a great defensive possession, but then can't get a defensive rebound. It's just not complete. You know what I mean? They gotta completely play for the whole possession, for the whole game, every quarter. They can't take it.
In the end, my patience has worn thin with RJ to the point where I can't wait for him for Thanksgiving no more and all that mess. He's got to have that sense of it. Like for him to fix this and resolve this issue, he's got to cut his beginning of the season slump shorter each year. That shows progress. So it starts tonight. I'm saying my controversial take is this: I'm out of the RJ hive if it don't start tonight. Period. Wake your ass up, RJ. It's time to wake your ass up. Period.
Not only
that's where I'm at.
Drew Hanlon. I know that he fire him. I'm gonna tell you why you need to fire that trainer. Because what has he improved in? He should have been came back with a new skill set. Sorry, Drew Hanlon, but you gotta go. You gotta get another trainer that's gonna make you crafty or something. Jesus Christ. He doesn't come back with anything new. It's the same old thing, and it doesn't work. Sorry, Drew Hanlon. You gotta go.
Right. Well, boys, you guys want to call it there for today? Go check out Old School if you or y'all usually rock on this for a while.
I'm gonna let Kate close out today. I want to say, hey, go. Y'all guys still got to taste good.
Nah, y'all go ahead and cook, man. You do your closing.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna let.
I'm gonna let. You want to close out? You want me to close out?
I'm gonna let you close this out, baby. I'm gonna let you close this out. I just want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming through, showing us some love. Big shout out to all my guys in the chat. Smoking Nick, DSJ, Keith Turner, Infamous New King, D Nice, Quiet Money, Jersey Shore, Shotgunner, everybody. I mean, if I missed you out, I'm sorry, but everybody knows I rock with him. Kenny Payne, everybody, big shout out to Coach Big Paisan, my guy, my Warzone buddy. We gonna get in there and smoke him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey, I sent you my Activision ID. Yeah,
Yeah, I had to go to sleep last night for the show this morning, or I would have not been up.
Nah, I feel ya. I did the same thing.
Big facts. I'm gonna close this out because I'm gonna go put up my Christmas tree with my family. So I'm gonna do my little dad stuff and all that. Knicks is whack. RJ's whack. Randall's good, I guess, this year. You know. Cam is good. You know, my bad, Greeny. I like Cam. I think I'm part of the Cam hive. I like Cam.
Okay. welcome. We still taking members.
Yeah, we'll let you through the back door of the bus. You can come through. We got you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you. You got a little robot at the end of it.
You froze up just now.
Oh, now you froze.
Oh yeah, my bad. So you know, thanks for coming out, everybody. You know the vibes. This is I missed a couple weeks, but blame my job. They hate on me. But yeah, we're gonna be back here next Sunday. You know, doing our thing. Coach, you gonna be here with us?
I'll probably sleep because the next weekend's the weekend I work. Cause I'm off every other weekend. So
okay.
Realistically, unless y'all rock real early, I'll probably just be falling asleep. I do the night shift. So
yeah. Nah, that's all good.
But actually, you know what? No, Sunday is my last day of the weekend, so I'll probably stay up for that though. Yeah, I'll probably be here.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. So in closing, much
Knicks
love to
whack.
everybody. I know we're gonna for y'all want to come back for the hangout. I'm sure
3:30. Don't forget
3:30 is the game today. 3:30. So
unfortunately, I can't do the play-by-play. I got to do daddy duties as well, but I will be in there talking. But I can't do the play-by-play this time, chat. Sorry.
So we got y'all check out some NFL games. The beginning. And then what do the Giants play?
We got the Detroit Dirty Cats. Let's get this win, baby.
I ain't even gonna hate, but I'm about to watch the Jets later. You know what I mean? My son's sauce out here.
Oh yeah, big shout out to JJ. JJ is going up north to see the Jets play in Foxborough. Shout out that man JJ.
Bet.
Oh, we up. Shout out
enjoy
to you,
enjoy it. Salute everybody. Y'all have a good one. Much love. Make sure if y'all interested, make sure y'all go check out Brother Freezy.
Yes. Shout out. Go check
him out on old school Knicks.
All right, y'all.
Peace, everybody. Much love.
New York Bricks. Go New York. We are the New York Bricks.
Yeah, we try. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Much love. Peace.